Okay, welcome back, guys. This is gonna be a little bit of a different video from what I've been posting on my channel, but I don't want to just do workouts. I also want to do other stuff. So this is gonna be like 7 things I wish I did when I first started working out, or I think every beginner should do. First thing we're gonna get started is a workout split. People get really too fixated on what their workout split should be. Like, oh, should I do push-pull legs? Should I do one body part per week? Should I mix it up? Should I do this? I feel like me personally, my opinion, it depends on your goals. So if your goals are like, oh, typically for most people is lose weight, is lose body fat, build muscle, push pull legs. If your goal is to you want to be like a hybrid athlete, that seems to be the trend nowadays, right? Where you want to also build muscle, but you want to increase your endurance and stamina. You would train for that. So I really feel like most people, at least my demographic, right? Typically, it's people that want to lose weight and build muscle. So, for example, I'll use me as an example because I think that's the easiest way I can explain this. So, for me personally, what I did was I did push pull legs. So, my first year and a half, that's what I do. I worked out 6 times, so I do push pull legs. I'll explain for those who don't know what push pull legs is because I keep saying it and you guys might not know what it is. But for example, push is chest, triceps, shoulders. Pull is back and biceps, and legs, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. And I just repeat that 6 days in a week. Granted, you don't necessarily have to do all 6 days. I think five is fine because at the end of when I used to do push pull legs, I only used to do 5 days. Well, I only used to do legs once because when you're overweight, typically you carry a lot of your weight in your legs and your midsection. So when you finish, you have like your legs are more like defined compared to to your upper body. I don't know if that made sense. My point is keep it simple. Realize what you want to accomplish, and then whatever you want to accomplish, that should be what your goal is. The next one, stretching. I feel like one thing I really regret, and I wish I did sooner, is I wish I stretched. Because right now I'm pretty stiff. I'm obviously trying to rectify that, but stretching is like truly like not like people don't emphasize this as much as they should. Like, yes, some people make fun of yoga and Pilates. I'll admit I'm one of those people. But at the same time, stretching is like so essential. It's because when we get older, one thing we'll do, lose mobility, and we'll lose like flexibility in our joints and stuff. So that's one thing I really can't emphasize. Dynamic stretching and static stretching. Dynamic stretching you do before you work out, static stretching you do after your workout. Can't be emphasized. Please stretch. You'll thank me later. Another thing, protein. I don't care how you get I do care how you get your protein. But typically if you are going to have protein, let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're 200 pounds, I'd say you get 200 grams of protein. Yes, that sounds like a lot, but you know the old saying, if something's important to you, you'll make time or you'll figure out a way to do it. For example, you can have chicken, you can have steak, you can have eggs. Eggs and chicken could be your best friend. I'm not gonna tell you to have broccoli and rice. That's generic. You can have steak, you can have ham, you can have fish. Well, depends on the ham. You can have like lean cuts, you can have like lean beef, you can have turkey. There's so many options. Do what works for you. You can also have protein shakes. I won't Protein shakes shouldn't be your main source of protein, but if that's the best way you can currently get protein now, then yes, you can also have protein shakes. Like me, for example, I try to get all my protein from Whole Foods, and then if I feel like I can't eat too much and I want to supplement it or something, I'll get it in a protein shake. So protein can be emphasized enough, just like stretching. Meaning, if you like, let's say most people typically like to eat 3 times a week, 3 times a day. You eat 3 times, and you're having 200 grams. You could split it up in 70, 70, 70, 70. That's not, or you could do four if you feel like that's a lot more digestible for you. Because our bodies can handle more than what we think. So don't be afraid to like try things. Obviously, if you feel like 200 grams of protein is a lot right then and there, you can ease yourself into it. But your end goal should be it should be protein. It should be based off your body weight. I got that was a tongue twister. Anyway, the next one I can recommend is sleep. We spend a third of our lives sleeping. That means if you end up living to 90, you spent 30 of your years sleeping. Put that in perspective. 30 years you slept sleeping. That's how important it was. God wouldn't have made it if it, granted, I don't want to get religious because some people don't believe. But Sleep is essential because our muscles are created not when we work out, while we're resting. So when someone's getting like the average person gets like 5 hours of sleep a night, I know because I'm one of those people. I used to be. Now I'm getting a little better, and my average is 6, and that's still even not good. Your average should be anywhere between 7 to 9 hours, and especially when you're a beginner, like, and that's how essential it is. Because I feel like if I just really dialed in my sleep, I could have made a lot more progress with my gains compared to like how I am now. Granted, I've made decent progress, but sleeping is just truly like especially you just feel energized. You're not so irritable. It doesn't increase your adrenaline, which is your hunger hormone. I don't even think I said it right. But basically, you get as much sleep, your cortisone spikes up, which makes you more hungry. Which is why like people tend to snack or like binge eat on certain things just because they might end up being hungry. Hence why try to try to at least get 7 hours because I understand we live busy lives because of the world we live in, but sleep is truly essential for our day-to-day lives. Can't be stressed. One more thing that I can mention, well, not one more thing. I'm trying to go based off my head before I look at my notes. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy your process. Make friends. Make people that you can work out with. Like I know for me personally, I like to work out with maybe 1 or 2 people. Just iron sharpens iron. If you know the quote, you're a smart person. But I'm just more likely to push myself working with someone else compared to just me. Like if it's just me, I might feel lazy and do like 3 sets of everything. If I'm with someone else, I'm more inclined to maybe want to do 4 sets, want to work harder, be more willing to push myself, just because I know someone's also there with me. So it's like what I just said, iron sharpens iron. So if I know someone's there, I'm more inclined to want to push myself to try to reach more things. At least for me. I know other people that like to work out by themselves. They feel like there's no distractions. Basically, what I'm saying, do what works for you and do what you can stick to long term. Another thing, cardio. Cardio gets a bad rap, but besides it just being good for weight loss, your heart will thank you, your cardiovascular health will thank you, and it helps your stamina, your endurance. You could say it's the same thing, but I'll elaborate what I mean by that. So typically when people like want to do cardio, they're like, oh, I want to lose weight quickly, so I'm gonna run on the treadmill for like an hour every day, do no weightlifting. Granted, you can, but obviously we want to look good. Like when we take off our shirts, when we put on certain type of clothes, we do anything like that. But I know personally, so cardio just gets a bad rap. Another thing I'm gonna mention about cardio, I can make a whole video on cardio. I think I have in the past. What's it called? Did you find a cardio that you enjoy doing yourself personally? I know for me, I could do incline walking. I could put on a YouTube video. I could put on Netflix, or I could scroll on Instagram mindlessly. The point is, you want to do something that you can stick to with longevity. Because if you don't enjoy doing it, you're not going to stick to it. For a perfect example, I did the Stairmaster for a month, but I hated it so much, I haven't done it since. And that's not necessarily a bad thing per se, but it's just like I knew me, I wouldn't be able to stick to it, which is why like I ended up quitting long term. So long story short, find a cardio that works for you and just realize cardio has other benefits besides weight loss. I'm missing one more thing. Oh, consistency. Okay. So consistency is really important when it comes to achieving your goals. Like let's say for example, you want to look like Superman. We know what super no, I can use Batman because I know his body stats better. I think Batman's 6'3", he has 200 pounds, and he benches 1,000, and he benches 1,000. Obviously, the last part's a little unrealistic, but we know the amount of work Batman has to put in to achieve his goals. So I just feel like if you want to accomplish something, you'll put time aside in order to accomplish it. So at least, let's say for example, you're going to take my advice and you want to do push pull legs, but you live a busy life and you can't afford to go like 5 or 6 times a week. Go 3 or 4. Progress is progress, no matter how small it is. So what I think what you could do, like for example, I knew when I first started going to the gym, I absolutely hated it. So I'd only go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. That's 4 times. Gradually, I met someone. We started going together. I was more eager to go. I was more encouraging to. I was more inclined to go. But I know for some people, they just don't have the time, which is completely understandable. You got to do what works best for you. But I just feel like it's like I said earlier. If something's important to you, you'll make time to do it. So at least try to put aside 3 to 4 days a week. at least an hour. Even an hour, you can still accomplish something. Granted, you'll see a lot more progress if you did a bit more, but you can still accomplish something with an hour a day. Long story short, it's like these are the couple things I wish I knew when I first started. If you guys would like a part two, let me know. But I hope you guys have a good day.